Hey guys, this is Mellow Man from the group chat. Just making some videos for you guys. I'm a pretty spiritual person, so just trying to share some things with you maybe that might help. Just know my heart on this. I mean, I know I'm a Christian, but I'm really not trying to condemn anyone. In fact, I'm making these videos to help you guys. So you do with it what you want. You can listen to it, watch it. You'd even put the thumbs down on it. I mean, it's up to you. But these video for you guys. So um, shout out to Nicole, Ollie, Kai, anyone else. There's too many of you to think off the top of my head. But this stuff is for you guys. Okay. So if do with it what you want. So I'm gonna get started in this, but again, just know my heart here. I'm making these videos for you guys. I'm not trying to sound smart. I'm not trying to be like a superhero or something. This is just for you guys, okay? So here it is, 2 Corinthians 10:4. It says, "For the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but mighty through God to the pulling down of strongholds, casting down imaginations and every high thing that exalteth itself against the knowledge of God, and bringing into captivity every thought to the obedience of Christ." So it talks about weapons, it talks about warfare here, right? This is spiritual warfare. It says the weapons of our warfare are not carnal. Well, if it's not carnal, then it's spiritual. It's just a Bible term for something that's not spiritual. It's basically just physical. It's man apart from God. Okay, so carnal just means physical. Okay, it's not physical. We can't fight this war physically. If it's not a physical war, then it's a spiritual war. Okay, so this is a spiritual war that it's talking about. Now the war is in your mind. This is what it says here: casting down imaginations and every high thing that exalteth itself against the knowledge of God, and bringing into captivity every thought to the obedience of Christ. Talks about imaginations and thoughts. So this is what we're talking about. This is what we're supposed to do. This is what the enemy is sending. See, if this is a warfare, there must be an enemy. Well, the enemy is not people. The enemy is not whatever else. The enemy is the devil and his demons. Now, he speaks to us through thoughts. Now, we don't always sense this all the time because we're just not used to we're not used to spiritual things. We're physical people in a physical world. We're just not used to spiritual things. But he does speak through thoughts. These imaginations, these high things, and these thoughts. Okay? Well, all these things are against the knowledge of God. Well, what's his knowledge? The knowledge of God is just his knowledge, right? That's what it is. It's his knowledge. The Bible is God's knowledge revealed. Now, he's infinitely smarter than that, but it's God's knowledge revealed. He also reveals his knowledge to us personally when he speaks to us. Sometimes God speaks to us too. But he reveals his knowledge to us. Everything that the devil is speaking is against the knowledge of God. And it says you bring every thought into captivity. Now, I know probably up to this point this video has been a little bit boring. And I know that this is probably poor quality. I mean, I probably look like trash. And, I'm just wearing a t-shirt and I'm literally filming this on my iPad. I really don't know how to edit. And I know that. But my point here is that it might start picking up a little bit, okay? We're supposed to take these thoughts captivity. We're supposed to take these thoughts captive. You got to take them captive before they take you captive. So what do you do when you bring something into captivity? You're treating it like an enemy, because it very well may be from the enemy. And all these thoughts, again, are against the knowledge of God and what God really says about you. Now, again, that may not be so good, or that might not sound so good, but we'll get to this. What happens is if we don't take these thoughts captive, what will happen is these thoughts from the enemy will actually establish a stronghold in your mind. It's a thought pattern in your mind. Okay? So if you want some science to back this up, there's something called neuroplasticity. Neuroplasticity is the brain's ability to change. Okay? So it's the brain's ability to change. Some of the concepts involved with neuroplasticity is the neural pathways in your brain. See, the more that any particular pathway is frequently repeated, is a pathway that's going to become established in your brain. That's just the way it is. I mean, that makes sense. When you learn something, you repeat it over and over and over and over again, right? So any particular pathway that is frequently repeated is a pathway that's going to be established. Now, whenever any particular pathway makes connections with other pathways, it also becomes established. It also becomes established in your brain. Okay, that's basically the learning process, and that's a lot. That's how we learn. We make connections with different things, and we think about this, and it makes a lot of sense to us. And really, you take this process out to the nth degree, what will happen is it'll actually change the structure in your brain. It'll change the structure in your brain. And in fact, one example of this is maybe a Buddhist monk. He spends a lot of time meditating. And you can tell that there's a piece about him that is different. Well, he spent that much time meditating, it actually changes structures that was in his brain. Well, the devil takes advantage of this. The devil takes advantage of this process of neuroplasticity. Okay? So he speaks these thoughts that are against the knowledge of God. I'm just going to run through a few of them. I'll get into specifics later on. But one of them is that you're unloved. Another is that you're unwanted, that you're disgusting, that you're this, you're that, you're the other thing, you're rejected, you name it. You name it. And there's so many others that he says. But the point being here is he speaks these thoughts to you over and over and over again, trying to establish a pathway in your brain, trying to establish these connections in your brain so it changes the structure of your brain. Now, I understand that's not the only factor involved, and I understand that there's people that treat us harshly and people that do this or that, and really what they're doing is they're reinforcing this pathway that the devil is establishing. The devil is actually using that person to establish that pathway to make you feel unloved, to make you feel unwanted. And realistically, all of these things are against the knowledge of God. In other words, they're lies. They're just not true. They're just not true. So when he comes to you and he says that you're unloved, it's just not true. Now, I'll go into this in depth in the next couple videos, but I can tell you that there really is one person that loves you. His name's Jesus. Now, with that being said, there's some lies out there saying that God hates LGBT people. That's another one of these things. I'm telling you, it's another one of those things. It's just a lie. It's not true. So now that we got this thing established, kind of the concepts established, you can really see how this can affect you. He can drive you to feeling suicidal, drive you feeling this way, that way. It puts you in a state of depression, or any other thing, any other thing he wants. But all of this, again, is against the knowledge of God. So again, I know that these videos probably aren't top-notch quality. I mean, I'm wearing like a t-shirt here. I mean, I probably look like trash. I haven't shaved in a while. I'm literally filming this with my iPad. I don't know how to edit. But, I mean, I know. But, I mean, this is for you guys, so do with it what you want. Do with it what you want. You can even put the thumbs down on it. But I just wanted to share this with you guys, and hopefully it might help some of you, and hopefully you could take advantage of this. Again, know my heart on this. I'm not getting my Bible out because I want to bash you guys. Do that. I don't want to do that. No, I really don't. Just know my heart, okay? This is for you guys, okay? So, that being said, we'll get to these videos, but I got a reason to believe every single one of you are amazing. Every single one of you, okay? So you guys really are amazing. Love you guys. I'll talk to you guys later. All right, bye.